Luke Skywalker may have been the main character of Star Wars, but for many, the character that stole the show was Han Solo.
Here, help me with this.
Sure thing, Your Worship.
Abed! Stop trying to be Han Solo. It's making me embarrassed for you.
Come on, admit it. You like it.
Out of all the characters in Star Wars, it's Han who's been the most influential character for other sci-fi stories. The swashbuckling rogue who shoots first and asks questions later. But why is that? Why is this character more recognizable than the main protagonist? Well, let's explore that. Like many other characters in this movie, Han is introduced to us when he becomes relevant to the plot. The main characters need to get to Alderaan without being caught by the Empire, and so they have to rely on criminals. When they first meet Han Solo, his character is questionable. The first scene is always important when establishing a character, to show off their attitude, motivations, flaws, and all sorts. So what do we learn about Han in his first scene?
I've outrun Imperial starships. Not the local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Carillion ships.
We can pay you 2,000 now, plus 15 when we reach Alderaan.
17.
Matter of fact, I was just going to see your boss. Tell Jabba that I've got his money. Yes, I bet you have.
All in all, he's a questionable character. This is mostly done to contrast with another character in this movie, Luke. While Luke has more of a sense of honor and idealism, Han is a lot more flexible with his morals and has little faith in anything outside of himself. But while Luke is young and naive to how the world works, Han is more seasoned and experienced, and so the two begin to learn from one another. Throughout A New Hope, the two butt heads a lot, when they're trying to escape the Empire on Tatooine, or deciding on whether to save Princess Leia on the Death Star. And what this does is create drama and tension between the characters, which in turn allows them to grow, with Luke becoming wiser about the outside world, such as realizing how to manipulate Han through his love of money.
She's rich.
And Han developing empathy and honor by fighting alongside Luke as they battle against impossible odds. While at the start he sees Luke as an annoying brat, he slowly begins to see Luke's value and starts to respect him. Fiction is filled with characters who act as foils to one another, partners with conflicting personalities and ideals that end up coming to understand and respect each other. Hell, it's the reason people love buddy cop movies. It creates drama and tension and makes the dynamic between them interesting. And it's the same for these two. Han even starts referring to Luke in a more friendly manner. After rescuing Leia, getting her back to the rebels, and getting paid, he offers Luke an opportunity to come with him. He clearly wants Luke to stick around, but of course Luke refuses and Han says the iconic line.
May the Force be with you.
While originally he was dismissive to the idea of the Force, now he's openly using it to say goodbye to Luke as a show of respect. When Luke leaves, Han doesn't seem happy, not as happy as he was fighting alongside him. The material wealth he's fought for doesn't seem to please him as much as he'd hoped. But then all this comes to the forefront when, in the rebellion's darkest hour, Han reappears as the Deus Ex Machina that he is to give Luke the chance to destroy the Death Star, no longer motivated by money or self-preservation, but by friendship. The thing that makes him actually feel fulfilled in life. And so the movie ends with Han learning to open himself up to others, and to fight for something bigger than himself. Cut to Empire Strikes Back. Han's now part of the rebellion, even holding the rank of captain, but he's still not able to properly commit to them. He still wants to leave and pay off his debt to Jabba the Hutt. Whether he's going to come back or not isn't clear. This is where Han struggles between his old life as a criminal and his new life as a rebel. He still prefers to do things alone and doesn't really act as a team, but his newly developed empathy for his friends keeps getting in the way. First with Luke, who's stuck in a snowstorm and is saved by Han, which delays his attempt to leave. A second time with Princess Leia, who he willingly checks to make sure she's okay during the Imperial attack on Hoth, only to take her on board his ship. He's torn between the new life he's chosen with his friends and the life he used to live as a smuggler. And speaking of the Falcon, it serves a very good narrative purpose. Throughout the trilogy, this ship is seen as Han's pride and joy. It's the only thing he can call his own. It's something he's modified and fashioned for himself. It's even from his home planet Corellia. In many ways, it's an extension of Han, something that people are quick to judge, but has a lot more to it than they realize.
What a piece of junk!
You came in that thing?
You're braver than I thought.
Nice.
So it's quite fitting that it's damaged and not functioning properly in Empire Strikes Back. As Han struggles with who he is, his ship is broken, unable to function properly, and isn't working at full power.
Watch this.
Watch what?
But you know who's there to help him come to a decision? Leia. In this movie, Han's foil relationship shifts from Luke to Leia. While they had a few headbutting scenes in A New Hope, it's here that their personalities really clash. While Han is a carefree spirit who's only loyal to the people around him, Leia is more honor-bound and more loyal to a cause rather than any specific person, and so they need to learn this lesson from one another. Han needs to learn to be part of a group, to rely on others and not just himself, while Leia needs to learn that it's okay to love one specific person, or to even be loved by one specific person. So as they're both stuck together, they begin to rub off on each other. Han begins to think as a team player rather than a one-man show, and Leia learns to care more about the people around her. This culminates with the two sharing their final goodbye. Han is about to be sacrificed by the Empire, and does so willingly. No last-minute escape attempt, and no trying to talk his way out of it. He knows that there's no way out, and this is the only way that Leia and his friends will be safe. He even tells Chewie that she has to take care of her, finally being able to trust someone else with his burdens. In the last movie, he showed that he's willing to fight for others, and in this one, he shows he's willing to die for others. After this, Han is now frozen in carbonite, and is taken by Boba Fett back to Jabba's palace, trapped by the life he wanted to leave behind. But in Return of the Jedi, the first act is completely dedicated to the main characters attempting to free Han from his imprisonment. When we next see Han's frozen body, it's in Jabba's palace, a dark and seedy place, a manifestation of Han's past life. But the loyalty and love he's shown his new friends is now being reciprocated. His friends from his new life are literally there to pull him away from his old life. Han comes out of the carbonite in a weakened state and unable to properly see, almost like a newborn child. The man has literally been reborn, and it's clearly shown through his actions in this movie. After being rescued, Han truly commits to the rebellion and acts as a real leader, not going in alone but relying on others to help. He even gives the Falcon, his most treasured possession, to Lando, as he believes it'll give him more of a chance of succeeding on his mission. He's now a team player and full-on leader, even showing when he believes that Leia is going to leave him for Luke. He doesn't hate her for it, he's accepting of it, even though it works for his favor in the end.
He's my brother.
This clearly shows he's willing to be happy for others, and not just do what's best for him. He has truly changed from the man we saw in A New Hope to who we see now in Return of the Jedi. The story of Star Wars may be centered around the Force, the Jedi, and the Skywalkers, and how their struggles shape the universe. We can watch in awe at Luke and Anakin's Arthurian and mythical-esque character arcs, but it's the more down-to-earth characters like Han that audiences can truly relate to. It's the reason Han is a favourite for many Star Wars fans, why he's the blueprint for many sci-fi protagonists in movies and television.
You like me because I'm immature. There's not enough immaturity in your life.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Sorry I've been gone for so long, but it's been a bit of a hectic time for me lately, but I'm back now and I'm gonna commit as much as I can to YouTube. Feel free to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon for more notifications, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day.